Linda, a resilient single mother, has dedicated her life to raising her spirited daughter, Emma. Their bond is unbreakable, forged through years of love and sacrifice. But their world is turned upside down when Linda is diagnosed with breast cancer. As medical bills skyrocket, Linda faces the daunting challenge of battling her illness while keeping their lives afloat. Just when despair begins to take hold, her best friend Sarah devises a daring plan: a silent auction to raise the funds needed for Linda's treatment. As the community and even celebrities rally around Linda, the auction takes on a life of its own, sparking hope where there was once only fear. But will this outpouring of support be enough to see Linda through her darkest hour? And how will this journey reshape the lives of those who come together to support her? Linda was a single mother whose life revolved around her young daughter, Emma. Every morning, she would wake up early, prepare breakfast, and ensure Emma was ready for school before heading off to work. Linda's days were long and exhausting, but she never complained. Her love for Emma was her driving force, her reason to push through every challenge. Balancing work and motherhood wasn't easy. Linda juggled a demanding job with the responsibilities of raising a child on her own. There were nights when she stayed up late, worrying about bills and Emma's future. Yet, despite the constant fatigue and stress, Linda always found a way to keep a smile on her face and hope in her heart. Linda had dreams of a better life for Emma, filled with opportunities and happiness. She wanted to provide her daughter with everything she herself had missed out on. Linda's resilience was unwavering, and her strength was evident in the smallest of gestures. A warm hug, a reassuring word, or a bedtime story that whisked Emma away to a world where anything was possible. But life had a way of testing even the strongest of spirits. Just as Linda felt she was finding a balance, she received news that would shake her to the core. Yet, through every trial, it was her unwavering love for Emma that kept her going, giving her the strength to face whatever came next. Linda's world came crashing down one fateful afternoon. She had noticed a lump in her breast a few weeks earlier, but with her busy schedule, she put off seeing a doctor. When she finally made the appointment, she hoped for reassurance, a simple explanation that would ease her worries. Instead, she sat in the cold, sterile room, hearing the words no one ever wants to hear. "You have breast cancer." The diagnosis hit her like a freight train. She felt a whirlwind of emotions: fear, anger, disbelief. How could this be happening? Linda thought of Emma, her bright-eyed daughter who depended on her for everything. The thought of not being there for her, not seeing her grow up, was unbearable. The doctor outlined the treatment plan: a daunting regimen of surgeries, chemotherapy, and radiation. Linda listened in a daze, trying to process the information. Each word felt heavy, each step a mountain to climb. The costs associated with her treatment were staggering, far beyond what she could afford. The reality of her situation was harsh and unforgiving. Linda left the hospital with a sense of dread. She drove home in silence, her mind racing with what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. That evening, she held Emma a little tighter, trying to shield her from the storm that was about to engulf their lives. The future looked uncertain, and Linda knew she was about to embark on the toughest battle of her life. But for Emma's sake, she resolved to fight with everything she had. As Linda began her grueling treatment, the financial strain quickly became overwhelming. Each chemotherapy session, each medication, each doctor's visit added to a seemingly endless stack of bills. Despite having health insurance, the out-of-pocket costs were exorbitant, draining her savings and pushing her deeper into debt. Linda found herself juggling not just the physical and emotional toll of her illness, but also the crushing weight of financial despair. She cut back on every possible expense, but it was never enough. The bills piled up faster than she could manage, and the collection calls started coming in, adding to her stress and anxiety. There were nights when Linda sat at her kitchen table, staring at the mountain of invoices, feeling utterly hopeless. She tried to shield Emma from the worst of it, but the stress was palpable. Linda's once bright and cheerful home was now filled with a heavy, unspoken fear. She worried constantly about how she would keep a roof over their heads, food on the table, and still afford the life-saving treatments she desperately needed. Every day was a battle. Linda's energy waned. her body weakened by the aggressive treatments, yet she pushed on. She continued working as much as she could, determined to maintain some semblance of normalcy for Emma. The relentless cycle of medical appointments and financial strain was taking its toll. Friends and family offered what help they could, but Linda's pride and independence made it difficult for her to accept. She felt trapped in a spiraling vortex of debt and illness, her dreams for the future overshadowed by the immediate and urgent needs of the present. The despair was growing, gnawing at her resolve. Linda began to question how much more she could endure. The life she had envisioned for herself and Emma seemed to be slipping further away with each passing day. But even in the darkest moments, a small flame of hope persisted, driven by her love for Emma and the faint belief that somehow, some way, they would find a way through this nightmare. Just when Linda felt she was nearing her breaking point, her best friend, Sarah, stepped in with a fierce determination to help. Sarah had watched Linda's struggles with a heavy heart, knowing she needed to do something more. One evening, as they sat together discussing the mounting bills and the endless treatments, an idea began to form in Sarah's mind. What if we organized a silent auction? Sarah proposed, her eyes bright with resolve. Linda looked at her, confused and weary, but Sarah continued, outlining her plan. They would reach out to the community, ask for donations of valuable items, and auction them off to raise money for Linda's medical expenses. Sarah wasted no time. She started contacting local businesses, friends, and even reaching out to celebrities. She shared Linda's story, emphasizing her strength and the love she had for her daughter. The response was overwhelming. People were moved by Linda's plight and inspired by her courage. Donations began to pour in: artwork, signed memorabilia, vacation packages, and more. The silent auction plan quickly gained momentum. Sarah organized a team of volunteers to help with the logistics, setting up a website, coordinating the donations, and planning the event. The community rallied around them, offering their time, resources, and support. The auction was promoted widely, with local media picking up the story and helping to spread the word. As the date of the auction approached, Linda was overwhelmed by the outpouring of kindness and generosity. For the first time in months, she felt a glimmer of hope. Sarah's determination had ignited a spark, and the community's support fanned it into a flame. Linda's burdens felt a little lighter, knowing she wasn't alone in this fight. On the night of the auction, the venue was filled with people eager to help. Items were displayed beautifully, and the atmosphere was charged with positive energy. As bids were placed and donations accumulated, Linda watched in awe, her heart swelling with gratitude. The silent auction wasn't just about raising money. It was a testament to the power of friendship, community, and unwavering support. Sarah's plan had set into motion a wave of hope and possibility. Linda saw, for the first time in a long while, a future where she could focus on healing and being there for Emma. The auction was a beacon of light in their darkest time, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, love and determination could pave the way to brighter days. Word of the silent auction spread like wildfire. The community, touched by Linda's story and inspired by Sarah's unwavering dedication, rallied in a way that no one could have anticipated. Local businesses, neighbors, and even strangers came forward, eager to contribute to the cause. They donated everything from handmade crafts and gourmet dinners to valuable antiques and luxury services. But it wasn't just the local community that stepped up. Sarah's outreach efforts caught the attention of several celebrities who were moved by Linda's plight. Signed memorabilia, exclusive experiences, and personal items from well-known actors, musicians, and athletes began to arrive. Each donation brought a surge of excitement and hope. The donations transformed the auction into a spectacular event. Unique items, like a guitar signed by a famous rock band, a private dinner with a renowned chef, and a painting by a celebrated artist, became the highlights of the auction. These high-profile contributions drew even more attention to the cause, amplifying the impact of Sarah's efforts. Sarah worked tirelessly to ensure every donation was showcased beautifully. She organized an online catalog, complete with photos and descriptions, allowing people to preview and place early bids. The anticipation for the auction grew with each passing day, fueled by social media buzz and local news coverage. As the donations poured in, Linda's spirits lifted. She was deeply moved by the generosity and support from both familiar faces and complete strangers. The overwhelming response reminded her that she was not alone in her fight. The kindness of others rekindled her hope, giving her the strength to keep going. The night of the auction was nothing short of magical. The venue was filled with a palpable sense of community and solidarity. People from all walks of life came together, united by a common goal: to support Linda and Emma. Bids were placed enthusiastically, and the excitement in the room was infectious. As Linda watched the event unfold, she felt a profound sense of gratitude. The community's support was not just about the financial relief it provided. It was a testament to the power of compassion and the impact of collective effort. The donations, big and small, represented more than just monetary value. They were symbols of hope and love. In the end, the auction raised a staggering amount, far exceeding their initial goal. The funds would cover Linda's medical expenses, allowing her to focus on her recovery without the constant worry of mounting debt. The success of the auction was a testament to the strength of community and the incredible difference that people can make when they come together for a common cause. The night of the auction was electric with anticipation. The venue was elegantly decorated, a testament to the community's dedication and support. Tables were laden with incredible items donated by local businesses, artists, and celebrities. There was an air of hope and solidarity as people gathered, ready to contribute to Linda's cause. As the auctioneer began the event, there was a palpable sense of unity in the room. Item after item was presented, each accompanied by enthusiastic bids. Linda watched in awe as people she knew, and many she didn't, raised their paddles, contributing generously. The items that had once seemed like mere objects now represented lifelines, each bit a step closer to her recovery. Throughout the evening, Linda felt a whirlwind of emotions. The generosity on display was overwhelming, and the realization that so many people cared deeply about her well-being brought tears to her eyes. She saw familiar faces, friends, neighbors, colleagues, all coming together to support her and Emma. But there were also strangers, people who had heard her story and were moved to help. Sarah stood by Linda's side, her heart swelling with pride and relief. Her tireless efforts had culminated in this extraordinary night. She knew that each bid, each donation, was making a real difference in Linda's life. As the auction progressed, the total amount raised climbed higher and higher, surpassing their wildest expectations. When the final item was sold, a hush fell over the room as the auctioneer announced the grand total. The amount was staggering, more than enough to cover all of Linda's medical expenses and provide a safety net for her future treatments. The room erupted in applause and cheers, a collective sigh of relief and triumph. Linda was overcome with gratitude. She took the stage, her voice trembling with emotion, and thanked everyone for their incredible support. She spoke of the struggle, the fear, and the uncertainty she had faced, and how this night had transformed her outlook. The funds raised meant more than financial relief. They symbolized hope, love, and the power of community. As the event drew to a close, Linda felt a wave of relief wash over her. The burden of debt that had weighed so heavily on her shoulders was lifted. She could now focus on her recovery and spend precious moments with Emma without the constant worry of financial ruin. The success of the auction was not just a financial victory. It was a testament to the kindness and compassion of those around her. The night ended with hugs, tears, and promises of continued support. Linda knew that she still had a long road ahead, but she no longer felt alone. The community's unwavering support had given her the strength to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As she left the venue, her heart was full, buoyed by a wave of relief and renewed hope for the future. With the financial burden lifted, Linda embarked on a journey toward recovery with renewed vigor and hope. The success of the auction had provided her with the means to access the best medical care available, and she was determined to make the most of this second chance. Each day, she felt her strength returning, her body slowly healing from the grueling treatments. Linda's life began to transform in ways she had once only dreamed of. She could now focus on her health without the constant worry of mounting debts. Regular checkups and treatments became less daunting, knowing that she had the financial support she needed. The stress that had once weighed her down was replaced with a sense of peace and optimism. Emma, her bright and spirited daughter, was overjoyed to see her mother smiling again. The shadow of worry that had clouded their lives was lifting, replaced by a lightness and joy that had been absent for too long. They spent more time together, enjoying simple pleasures like trips to the park, movie nights, and baking cookies in their cozy kitchen. Each moment was a cherished memory in the making. Linda's friends and the community continued to be a source of unwavering support. Sarah remained by her side, their bond stronger than ever. They celebrated each milestone together, from successful treatments to days of renewed energy. The love and kindness that had poured in from all directions were a constant reminder of the power of human connection. As Linda's health improved, she found herself dreaming of the future once more. She considered new career opportunities, ways to give back to the community that had given her so much, and even started painting again, a hobby she had long abandoned due to the pressures of her illness. Each brushstroke was a testament to her resilience and a symbol of the beauty she was rediscovering in life. The journey had not been easy, but it had taught Linda invaluable lessons about strength, love, and the importance of never giving up. She had faced her darkest fears and emerged stronger, surrounded by a network of people who believed in her and her future. Linda's story was one of triumph over adversity, a testament to the indomitable human spirit. As she stood on the threshold of this new chapter, Linda felt a profound sense of gratitude. Her health was improving, her debts were behind her, and the future was filled with endless possibilities. She looked at Emma, whose laughter filled the room, and knew that they were ready to embrace whatever came next. Together, they would face the future with hope, happiness, and a heart full of gratitude.